At the end of the semester, I normally after 9 weeks, and Keegan, you know this from last semester, I pass out a course evaluation form that I made. Well, considering the problems that we had, I never turned, bottom line is I never passed mine out this semester. Then, Angie, this is more for your benefit, just so you know. What has happened in the past, and I don't know if Ms. Bruggeman is going to do this or not, is at the end of the semester, she has always come in. They open up the door between our classrooms, our classroom and Mr. Corrigan's classroom, and she gives an end of the semester evaluation. Okay. And based on that evaluation, I mean, if it turns out, let's say we got a class of 10 people and 8 people write down, I learned nothing, this person is terrible. Well, as you probably guessed, then I'd have to have a meeting with Mr. Corrigan. That's not happened, thankfully. But the point is, what I'm going to do by the end of the semester is I'm going to hand out to you, it's just a one-page electronic thing that's a course evaluation. And you know what? Basically, it's a 1 to 5 with 1 not good and 5 excellent. And what I would really like you to do, honest to goodness, if you think I deserve all ones for just terrible, I'd like you to put that down. I swear to you, I would never hold that against you. Now, I'm doing the same thing with the second year people. The difference is they're graduating, and I've told them if they want to, they don't have to turn it into me until Thursday or Thursday or Friday when I already have grades in, because that way, because in the past this has all been anonymous. When I handed these out in class, I showed people how they could actually print from our printer. I sent them the thing anonymously, and they printed out. They could put whatever they wanted in there. They typed it in. I left the room for half an hour, and they printed it out. Well, I also leave the room when Ms. Bruggeman comes in, but it's a totally different kind of survey. The bottom line is this. As you know, these last 20 some days, 5 weeks approximately, have been trying, for lack of better words. All right. I spent a lot of time yesterday going over what we've been working on. And I realized if we had started this maybe 2 or 3 weeks earlier than we did, we'd be a lot better off. What I should have done is we should have done this with just like one table, just like a customer table. That's it. All right. And then as we kind of did, come in, do an insert a customer, do an update a customer, do a delete customer. All right. Then come in and add a second table and say, you know what? Customers buy products. So bring in the products table and do the same thing. And then finally say, and products are in different categories. And then bring in the categories table. Or maybe because it's the easiest thing, maybe we should have started with a categories table. All right. The bottom line is this: we didn't do that. I don't know if me spending about a week going over SQL with you was a good thing or if it was a waste of your time. I mean, I know, Angie, you said that you really like going through it. You found it interesting and stuff. And I mean, the reason we go through it is if you're going to get a job as a C# programmer, as an Android programmer, as any kind of programmer, there is a chance that you are going to work with a database. And I've told this to people before, and they've said, well, I'm not worried about that because I'm going to be a web developer. Well, if you're a web developer and you work for a website, and that website has basically has a cart system where you can buy things, that's all done via a database. All right. I want to talk to Evan at the end of the semester and find out. I think we need to do a better job of breaking this stuff down. Personally, I think we give too many programs in this class. All right. Now I got to watch what I'm saying, I guess, because I'm taping this. Now, that said, you get better by doing program after program after program. You do get better. But Evan probably gave 30 programs this semester, and I probably gave about 25. Is that too many? I mean, we all have our opinions on that. But the point is, I think we have to start the database section earlier so you have more time to absorb everything that's in there. All right. So that said, what I'd like you to do is with the thing that we've been working on, just put it away. All right. This whole thing. I promise you that someday this summer or a week during this summer, I'm going to pull out this final project. I'm going to redo all of it. It will all work. It will have at least those three tables I mentioned: customer, product, and category. If I have the time and the wherewithal, I will add order and order detail to it. But for now, it's just too much for us to get done. Now, if you disagree with that, you want to keep working on it, by all means, continue to do that. That's not a problem. I do want to take tomorrow and go over this stuff that, do you see on the screen the email that I sent you this morning? Can you see that on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. There is a guy who is out on the internet. He's a little kooky. And anywhere between 3 and 5 years ago, rather, he made literally hundreds of videos. His name is Derek Banis, and he's really intelligent, and he's a really good speaker. He's, for lack of better words, he's very enthusiastic. He always starts every single one of his lectures with, "Hello there, Internet," and then he gives these. Well, talking with Evan the last time that I did, and I have not talked with him literally in person or online on a regular basis since we've gone to an online format. But he did tell me what the importance of us going through LINQ. LINQ is language integrated query. Do you have to worry about it? It's kind of a cool thing. It's a Microsoft only thing, to my knowledge. And what it does is you can use it to query things that are not databases. Now, I don't know if that made sense or not, but imagine, I think both of you know what an array is. All right. So let's suppose I have an array of students and I've got 500 students. And let's just assume for a second that I've got two arrays, one array with student names and one array with student averages. All right. So I've got, and they both have 500 students in them, let's just say. So I've got an array of 500 strings that contain student names, and I've got an array of 500, let's say, doubles, which contain student averages. All right. And what I can do with LINQ is I can query those arrays as though they were databases and pull out information. All right. And you might say, well, what's the big deal? You can write code to do that. Yes, you can. But there are certain things that to do them using code. For instance, if I wanted to print out a listing and I wanted to break it down where A was 90 to 100, B was 80 to 89, C was 70 to 79, etc. You get the idea. If I wanted to do that and print each name and average and then put that into a descending type of order based on the average, it would be a lot of code. All right. So why am I telling you this? Because you can do the equivalent in about 3 or 4 lines of LINQ. All right. So LINQ can replace tens or hundreds of lines of code with just a few lines of code. So I believe that was why Mr. Gudmested thought that it was really important to go through chapter 23 tomorrow, which is on LINQ. Now, if you go through this here, I believe it's about, I don't even know. In fact, you're not going to see this, but I can very quickly look. This LINQ tutorial is 23 minutes and 41 seconds, the first one. The second one that's there is 19 minutes and 33 seconds on link extension methods. All right. So I would like you to take a little bit of time and go through those. Then when you're done, talk about a guy who's kind of basically 180 degrees away from them. This is a guy, he's channel I subscribe to. I bought a few of his courses. His name is Tim Corey. He's got a thing on links that is about a half an hour long. So what I would like you to do for tomorrow is I would like you to look at all three of these videos and go back and reread if you've read it already, or read if you've never done it, chapter 23 from our textbook. All right. And chapter 23 from our textbook is the chapter that's on link. All right. I'm going to bring it up on the screen in just a minute, or try to. We're almost there. All right. So let me try to see if I can change views and bring that up. There we go. So this is chapter 23, which we will go over tomorrow. I'm not going to read a lick of it to you. I just want you to see this and what you probably will want to concentrate on. All right. The basic concepts for working with link. It's just a couple pages. All right. Yeah, the how to code query expressions, a lot of it won't make any sense to you. When you work with link, there's two ways of doing it. You can use regular query expressions. You can also use Lambda expressions. For tomorrow, I'm going to give you quite a few different links so that when we go over this stuff, when we're done, if you want to find out more, you can. If you're like, no, that's enough, okay. All right. But if you plan on getting a job, and I've already talked to one of my students who's graduating, and I'm not sure if he's going to get the job or not, but one of the jobs that he is up for is as a C# programmer. And we were talking about databases online. And he mentioned he thinks he's got a pretty good understanding of them. All right. But he wishes that it was better. All right. And I recommended that he goes back to the book and takes a look at what's in here. We will spend a little bit of time tomorrow going over both of these two examples, a customer invoice application and two of them. One that uses generic lists, one that uses a typed data set. So my plan tomorrow is to go over all of chapter 23. It may take an hour, it may take 2 hours, it may take more than that. Then we are going to look at some exercises using link. You're not going to get any homework on it or anything else. No homework. All right. Then next Monday, what we will do is we're going to go and actually take a step back in the book. And where are we here? That's where I want to be. And what I would like to do is to go over 2 chapters that are in the book. All right, we went through chapter 17 already. And chapter 17 was just an introduction to databases. All right, I'd like to go through chapter 18 with you, and that's on how to work with data sources and data sets, and spend Monday and Tuesday on that, talking about data sources and data sets with you. Then change over and on Wednesday and Thursday, go over chapter 19 because it leads right onto it. All right. And the idea is if you, hopefully you can see this on your screen, it says 19, how to work with bound controls and parameterized queries. The idea behind using a parameterized query is as the program is running, you can give the you can give the program information in the form of parameters. In other words, it's like it's running and the system can come up and say, okay, what record would you like to see now? You answer that and boom, it gives you that information. All right. I kind of wish I never would have gone over what I've gone over with you this week. I think in a way it was a really good thing because I learned a lot and I hope you at least learned something from it. But I think by doing it this other way and going over 18 and 19 next week, what you might end up saying is, okay, why did you teach us that other way when we can do it like this and it's so much more automated? All right. So hopefully I'm not, I don't know, blubbering on too much and you understand. I want you again for today to go and take some time. And I realize you've all got other things to do. I get that. But I would like it if today you would take some time and go over these 3 link tutorials. Tomorrow, I will go over chapter 23 link with you, including those two programs at the end of the chapter. And when we get done, we may even write a few more link expressions based on those programs that are in the chapter. Do you understand what I'm asking you to do?
Yes.
All right. So like I said, it's if we had a couple more weeks, well, I say that every semester, but if we had a couple more weeks, I wouldn't want us to finish what we're working on now. I'm tired of the frustration I'm feeling. I'm tired of the frustration I think you must be feeling. So like I said, we'll put that away. I'm giving you my word right now that I'm going to do the best I can, whether it takes a day or a week or whatever, that by the beginning of the fall semester, I will send all 4 of you, Dominic, Maya, Angie, Keegan, and a complete copy. Or what I'll do is I'll take GitHub and I'll put a complete working copy of everything with the way we've been doing it, and I'll put it out there on the system. All right. So unless you have any other questions, you should know now what we're doing tomorrow. You should know what we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. And then a week from tomorrow, we will be going over MobiRise. And what I'm going to do before you come back a week from tomorrow, so on the 1st, I'm going to log into the FileZilla account for each one of you because for some goofy reason, when you do this, it's like if you haven't used the login recently, it kind of goes to sleep and it doesn't recognize you. So I will do that before the 1st. Unless you have any other questions, that's what I have for you today, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.